If you've ever dreamed of sun-drenched cliffs, ancient ruins, sapphire seas, and the birthplace of pizza, then Campania, Italy is calling your name. From the bustling streets of Naples to the romantic views of the Amalfi Coast, this region is a masterpiece of history, flavor, and natural beauty. In this video, we're diving into a perfect 7-day itinerary that covers it all. Iconic places like Pompeii, Vesuvius, and Capri, plus charming towns like Salerno, Amalfi, and Ravello. Let's explore the magic, day by day. The ideal time to visit Campania is from April to June or September to October. These months offer warm weather, clear skies, and fewer crowds, perfect for exploring the Amalfi Coast, Pompeii, and Capri. July and August can be very hot and busy, so if you prefer a more relaxed vibe, stick to spring or early fall. A mid-range trip to Campania for 7 days will cost around $1,200 to $1,700 per person. This includes local transport, decent accommodation, meals, entry fees, and a ferry to Capri. Budget travelers can get by on $800 to $1,000 with careful planning, while luxury experiences can easily go over $2,500. Street food in Naples is cheap and delicious, public transport is affordable, and many attractions like Pompeii or Vesuvius offer good value for their ticket price. Begin your adventure in Naples, the vibrant soul of Campania. After checking into your accommodation in the historic center or the stylish Chiaia district, step out and start exploring. Wander along Napoli, the narrow street that cuts through old Naples, buzzing with energy, shops, and history. Visit the majestic Naples Cathedral, then head to Piazza del Gesù Nuovo to admire the Church of Gesù Nuovo with its striking stone facade. A short stroll brings you to Piazza San Domenico Maggiore, where layers of history surround you. From here, join a guided tour of Napoli Sotterranea, an underground network of ancient tunnels and hidden chambers beneath the city. For lunch, treat yourself to a classic Neapolitan fried pizza, crunchy on the outside and warm and cheesy inside, a local favorite. In the afternoon, explore Via Toledo, the city's modern shopping street, leading to the elegant Galleria Umberto Pern and the Grand Teatro di San Carlo. Just beyond is the expansive Piazza del Plebiscito, ideal for soaking in the city's grandeur. As evening falls, walk along the Lungomar Promenade, enjoying sea views in Castel dell'Ovo. End the day with a flavorful seafood risotto and rest up for the days ahead. Start your day early with a 40-minute train ride from Naples to Pompeii, one of the most famous archaeological sites in the world. Explore the ruins, including the Forum, Temple of Apollo, and the amphitheater, which offer a fascinating glimpse into ancient Roman life. Spend about 3 hours here to fully experience this historical site. Next, head to Mount Vesuvius, about a 40-minute drive from Pompeii. Hike to the crater in about 45 minutes for panoramic views of the Bay of Naples and the surrounding area. The active volcano offers an unforgettable perspective of nature's power. For lunch, grab a Neapolitan sandwich filled with salami and mozzarella, perfect for a quick, tasty meal. After descending, return to Naples via a 40-minute drive or train. In the evening, indulge in a refreshing gelato from one of the many shops near the seafront. Start your morning with a 20-minute train ride from Naples to Herculaneum, another ancient Roman city buried by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. Unlike Pompeii, Herculaneum is smaller but better preserved, offering a unique look into Roman life. Explore the House of the Deer, the Villa of the Papyri, and the well-preserved mosaics that give a glimpse into the luxurious lives of the city's residents. Plan to spend around 2 to 3 hours here. Afterward, return to Naples with a 20-minute train ride. Once back, head to the Naples National Archaeological Museum, home to many artifacts from Pompeii and Herculaneum, including statues, frescoes, and mosaics. Spend about 1 to 2 hours exploring the museum's incredible collection. For lunch, try a frittatina, a local snack, perfect for a light meal before continuing your day. In the afternoon, stroll through Spacca Napoli or relax in Piazza del Plebiscito, where you can take in the grandeur of Royal Palace and San Carlo Theatre. In the evening, enjoy a casual pizza margherita by the seafront, a classic Naples experience. Afterward, return to your accommodation in the historic center or Chiaia district for a restful night. Begin your day with a 1-hour train ride from Naples to Salerno, a charming coastal city known for its historical sites and beautiful waterfront. Once you arrive, take a stroll along the Lungomare Trieste, a scenic promenade with views of the Tyrrhenian Sea and the Salerno coast. Visit the Salerno Cathedral to admire its stunning architecture and the crypt of St. Matthew. Next, take a 30-minute drive to the Amalfi Coast, a UNESCO World Heritage Site renowned for its dramatic cliffs, colorful towns, and Mediterranean beauty. Stop in Ravello, known for its terraced gardens and breathtaking views of the coast. Explore Villa Ruffalo and Villa Simbrone, both offering some of the most picturesque panoramas of the area. For lunch, indulge in a seafood pasta with freshly caught fish, a signature dish of the Amalfi Coast. Afterward, take a 20-minute drive to Amalfi, where you can visit the Amalfi Cathedral and wander through its charming streets. Spend the afternoon relaxing on the beach or enjoying the local cafes. In the evening, head back to Salerno for a light gelato by the seafront. Stay in Salerno or return to Naples for a restful night. Start your morning with a 1-hour drive from Salerno to the colorful village of Positano, famous for its dramatic cliffside setting and pastel-colored houses. Spend time wandering through its steep, charming streets, shop for handmade sandals, and relax at Spiaggia Grande, the town's main beach. After a refreshing swim or a coffee break, drive 20 minutes to the quieter, beautiful village of Praiano. Visit Marina di Praia, a hidden beach nestled between cliffs, perfect for a peaceful seaside escape. You can also walk a part of the famous Path of the Gods Trail, starting near Praiano, for unforgettable coastal views. For lunch, savor a plate of grilled seafood, freshly caught and seasoned with local herbs. Spend the afternoon leisurely driving along the scenic coast, stopping at panoramic viewpoints to capture the iconic beauty of the Amalfi Coast. End your day with a golden sunset over the Mediterranean before heading back to your base in Salerno or Naples. Start your day with an early 45-minute ferry ride from Naples to Capri. Upon arrival, take a funicular or bus ride to Capri town, where you can explore narrow lanes filled with boutiques and cafes, offering views of the cliffs and the Mediterranean. Next, head to the Gardens of Augustus, offering breathtaking views of the Faraglioni Rocks and Marina Piccola Bay. Spend about 1 hour enjoying the views and gardens. For lunch, indulge in a caprese salad with fresh mozzarella, tomatoes, and basil, paired with limoncello. Afterward, take a 15-minute bus ride to the famous Blue Grotto, where you can explore the sea cave by boat and witness the mesmerizing blue waters. In the afternoon, head to Anna Capri, the highest point of the island, for stunning views. Visit Villa San Michele for a touch of history before returning to Naples by ferry, filled with unforgettable memories from this enchanting island. After breakfast, head to the vibrant Pigna Secca Market, Naples' oldest street market, located just a 10-minute walk from the historic center. Wander through stalls filled with fresh produce, seafood, and local delicacies, soaking up the authentic atmosphere. Visit Via San Gregorio Armino, famous for its handcrafted nativity scenes, or simply enjoy the local atmosphere. For lunch, enjoy a fried pizza, pizza fritta, a local favorite that's crispy, indulgent, and uniquely Neapolitan. In the afternoon, relax along the Lungomare, savoring views of Castel dell'Ovo and the beautiful bay. Grab a final gelato and soak in the last moments of your journey before collecting your luggage and heading to Naples Airport or train station for your departure. That wraps up your incredible 7-day adventure through Campania. From the ruins of Pompeii to the stunning views of Capri and Mount Vesuvius, you've experienced the best this region has to offer. If you enjoyed this itinerary, Don't forget to like and subscribe for more travel guides and tips. Safe travels, and see you in the next video.